Talk about specifically what it is you enjoy about music.
I enjoy, to be honest, about music is freeing. Like I can come home and be having a bad day, like a really, really just terrible day, and I could just sit and freestyle. And within that freestyle, like I would have said how I felt. I would have said I would have just painted a different picture. I would have done something, and it would have freed me. Like it felt like what I mean. I don't have to worry about that. It's really freeing.
That's
I don't know.
cool.
Like, it's something that I don't know. It's a magical feeling to feel. And I know that's a corny thing to say, but it really is a magical feeling. Like I wouldn't if I feel like it's a gift and a talent, and like it's one of those
Hmm.
talents that I would never return ever. No matter what.
Yeah. When you feel it, it's almost indescribable, you
Yeah.
know. But you know when you have it and you feel that feeling, you don't ever want to let it go.
No, and that was for a minute. It was a fear, like of writing these songs and stuff like that. Because all the songs that I wrote, like they've actually blown my mind. Like actually when I put it all together, it's actually blown my mind. And
Hmm.
so I always had it was in the beginning, in the early stages, I had a fear that I would lose my talent and never be able to write, and never be able to put a song together again. But then again, I had to really kind of look inside myself, and within
Hmm.
looking inside myself, I found that if you got it, like you don't never have to worry about losing it. So you don't ever have
Right.
to worry about like someone come like even if I saved all my music on like a laptop and that laptop got stolen, destroyed, anything happened to that laptop, yeah, I wouldn't really care about that laptop and all those songs because at the same time, that laptop is destroyed. My mind and my heart, where that music, that song originated, that song came from. That's like a generator, so it's constantly pushing that stuff. So it's not like I can lose it, and I realize I can't. Well, I feel like I had a strong connection with music and like mostly rap music because I would listen. That's all I would listen to, and I feel like I related the hardest to that. I feel like in songs, like I'd hear like aspects of my life being rapped out, and I would relate to those songs even harder. And so I guess we just started like in the neighborhood. We just started like making music. Like we started like rapping. Like it was small at the time because like my brother would do the recording. Like we download like simplest recording equipment on our
Hmm.
laptop, and like my brother would hit the record, and I'd be rapping, and like we just keep on going back and forth. And it was really kind of difficult because back in the time I was trying to like get a solid recording, not realizing that it needed to be altered and I needed to really
Right. Right.
have like a studio, mind behind it.
Right.
But I was really trying to do like record it, perfectly. And so I mean, we came out with a couple of songs, and I don't know, like a lot of people liked them for the time, but it was just like you could really see like the early starts of what I was trying.
How does it feel when you're like lost in your passion, when you're like lost in the music?
To be honest, it's a obsession. It becomes like a weird obsession. Like my audio engineer, I love him, Caspian Key. Like he'll just like he'll let me continue to run over one part. Like I can go over one part like 20 times because to me it's not like like it may sound the same to everybody else, but to me I'm trying to get that perfect sound. So every time I'm
Right.
hitting perfect and like I'm trying to get it even better. So even a good take or a good recording isn't really good enough for me technically
Right. Right.
until I get it exactly the way I'm hearing it in my head.
I got you. Yeah.
I say the biggest struggle is working with other people because I realize that your heart may be trying to go 100 miles a minute, and the other people that you're working around may be moving at 30%.
Hmm.
And if you're at 100 and other people moving at 30, you're gonna always feel like you need to do something. You need to, you know what I mean? But you're not
Hmm.
moving at your own pace.
Right.
It's really awesome to have people on the same page and time frame as you. But
Hmm.
so that goes for like audio engineers. Like you may be ready to record like 100 like songs in one session, and he may be tired. And so you know what I mean. So you only gonna get two. Like
Right.
if that. So it's like it's worth it. Like because once you get that finished product, once you listen to the song, and it's like this is something I love. Like this is something I'm pretty sure everybody else is gonna really like too. Yeah,
That's
it's
awesome.
minute I released my first album, when I did Demons for the first time, I put together a whole project because I've always wanted to put together a whole project, but I just kept dropping singles because it's like, I recorded it and this is so hot, I gotta drop it. Everybody gotta get it right now. So I released a single, and I always had in my mind I wanted to put together a project and something to kind of like put me inside of a project and see how it sounds. And once I did that, like that really made me realize, hey man, you making albums, you making projects. Like I mean, nobody and even listening to it, the quality was perfect. So it's just like I create my own projects now, so I'm really out here doing it. Like it's like I'm really. And then I think another point was when I did like my first video, and I was like, man, this is awesome. I love doing this. Like my first video I did like, and then they did like, I want to say close to like 3,000 like views. So I mean, I was just like, this is a good start.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, well let's talk about demons, okay? Talk about the theme of it, the theme of demons, and the like the genesis of that theme, how you came up with it.
Okay, so when I picked demons, like I felt like everybody goes through things in their head. Like everybody has like these fears and stuff like that. And I feel like that's how demons creep in. They creep in, through people, and they creep in through your thoughts and your fears and stuff like that. So it's important really not to fear anything. Because if you fear these things, then you're gonna constantly have them on your mind. It's gonna be a worry. And in each one of those songs, it was a different fear for the person that I was talking about. Like it's a whole different complex of fear. Like and that's where your demons really lies, in your fears. And I want to say through a lot of that album, it was also about overcoming your demons. Because I mean, even though they're there, like you really got to persevere through them. You can't be like, you can't ball up in the corner, because the minute you ball up in the corner, that's when they really win. Because
Right.
they stopped you from doing whatever you was meant to do. So
Uh-huh.
the album was really a lot for me. Like it really was.
A lot of these interviews, I'm hearing the same thing over and over again. People are saying that when they're doing in their passion, it's almost like cathartic for them. It's like therapy,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, because I mean, like a lot of people talk to like therapists and stuff like that, and there's nothing wrong with that, because life is damaging to it's damaging to your mental, and if you don't talk about those things, then you'll end up a damaged person. So it's
Right.
important to talk about it. And for me, I don't really talk about it. Like what I mean? Like it's difficult for me to be like to come to somebody and be like, hey, can we talk about that? Because
Right.
it's not in me. But what I can do is put it in a song, and then through that song, like crafting and understanding the thoughts and where that's going, and just seeing how the people around me, and it pushes it out there, it lets it out. Like so, yeah, like it's 100%. I love like if you're passionate about anything, and that's about anything. That's not even music. It's
Right.
like if flying kites was your thing. Like you were flying kites, and like you know what I mean, and they gave you just keep on flying kites, just keep on doing what you're
Right.
doing.
Yeah.
Because it's releasing, it helps.
Mm-hmm.
Inside the mirror to me, it was really important to me, because it was like everything I said in that song, like I was feeling, and I still feel to this day. Like it's just like I look inside the mirror, man, I wonder what they see sometimes. You know what I mean? That's like when I go out sometimes, and like I mean, my hair might not be cut or something like that, and people still treat me nice, or people still what I mean, they're still cool with me. You know what I mean? That's I wonder what they see now. You know what I mean? Because there's been a time when I wasn't that cool guy, and I wasn't that. So I mean, what changed? Really. So it kind of makes me look inside myself and think about stuff like that. And even in the verse, it was just like it was just completely putting myself in it. Then I also like about this song how my collaborations came together, because it was crazy, because like I was in the studio, and I laid it down, like and when I laid it down, I was like, man, who's gonna come behind that? And my guy James, like he was like, yeah, and he went in one take, laid it all down, and I was just like, oh shit, what have I started? Like what I mean? So, he dropped it, and then I want to say Cable was in there, and he was just like writing, and I was wondering how Cable was gonna follow up on it, because I'm like, okay, we can damn near bodied this like in two verses, and then all of a sudden Cable came in and put his part on it, and it just like completely like capitalized everything, and then it was a done project. Like I loved everything. I loved the way it came together. The energy on it was so positive. It was something that you couldn't really mess with, really.
That is
Like,
awesome.
it's really important. Like it don't matter what age you are. Like that's the thing that I was thinking. You know, when I started, I started. I want to say I felt like I started late, like really doing this thing. I started really late. So you know, I'm always trying to go harder. You know, to push myself to get to a place that I'm not now. But
Right.
at the same time, like it don't matter what age you are, what you're passionate about. If you really feel it, go ahead and do it. Because if you don't, you know, you only got one life technically. You only got one like time to do this thing. So if you do it, you know, I mean, even if you mess up, you can say I did it. You know, I did it and I messed up. At least I attempted. You know what I mean? A
Yeah.
lot of people would go through life and they be like, I can't. That's because that's what held me back at first. Like I was trying to work a job. I was doing all the like, you know what I mean? And things didn't really solidify for me until I started like really trying to pursue my passion and finding a smart way to do it. Like that's the
Hmm.
only time like things started to really fall in line to like work right. But you gotta go for your passion. If you don't, then you're always gonna have that what if in your mind. Like, you know,
Yep.
what if I did? You know what I mean? And I want to even
Hmm.
tell my kids that I'm an independent rap artist. You know what I mean? You can do this. Like you can make money off
Right.
this. You can be your own boss. You can be your own person. This is like running your own business. This is, you know what I mean?
Hmm. So have you ever been tempted to like give up on your passion and just pursue a
Plenty,
conventional life?
plenty of times. But at the same time, like it's just like I can't really stop doing it. Like I'm in it right now. Like I mean, once you're in it, I'm committed. Like I can't like let up. So everything is still going towards that because I know that all you got to do is keep on going. And a lot of people, they'll be like, "Oh, you a rapper," and they won't really, take it, positive. But at the same time, it's not for them to take positive. It's for you to take positive because this is your
Right.
passion. This isn't their passion. Their passion
Hmm.
may be like collecting power tools or something, and we could think that's really stupid, but that's their passion.
Like you hit on it, like collecting power tools sounds ridiculous. Guess what? There's some people out there doing it, and
Collecting power tools, blind,
once
black,
you,
and Decker, like
yeah, it don't matter what the rest of the world thinks. You got your people together. They
right.
feel you. They get you, and that's all that matters.
That's all that matters. And then
Yep.
everybody else, to be honest, will because I believe that everybody is has like a central thought of thinking, and long as that thought is on a positive, you can't really help but to kind of love it. You know what I
That's
mean? Like
right.
even if it's not even what you about. Like if like I walked in somebody's garage and they had like power tooled up, and he was just telling me like, "Hey, bro, this right here, this right here could put a piece of wood together like that." You know what I mean? Like this put a table together like that. I'm feeling it because it's like, damn,
Right.
what this guy's done. I'm gonna be a little amazed. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna look around. I'm gonna look shocked. I'm probably gonna be shocked.
You already hit on it a little bit. I'm just going to ask you again. Imagine if you're talking to a version of yourself that's not doing the music, that's not pursuing the passion, that's just working regular jobs. What would you tell that person?
What you doing? Really, just what you doing? Because even though you're working that job, even though you're out here trying to, it's nothing stopping you from doing it. Like all you got to do is just look up how to do it because we in the information age now. So I
Yep.
mean, like anything you want to know the answer to, you got it. Like I mean, even steps to doing like anything you want to do. So I asked myself, why not? Because there had been a time when I was just like, I was really thinking about doing it. Like it was just like, but I guess I had people telling me that you need to get a job, you need to do this. So I was trying to get the
Hmm.
job market running. And when those people exited my life, and I was just like, you know what? I ain't got nothing to lose technically. When you think about it, like really, like you ain't got really nothing to lose if you got time. So
Right.
I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. And within doing it, I found it's like the coolest thing that I've ever like started doing, and I can't stop. So
Yep. That's
like
awesome.
I'm in this
It's like you realize at the end of the day, people say what they want to, do what they want to. At the end of the day, the only person stopping you from from pursuing your passion is you. That's the only person that can stop you.
only person. And
Yeah.
and it's crazy because like you think I mean I also think that you can be influenced by the outside. Though I really do believe that because
Hmm.
I believe if I didn't start off the way I did, because I mean I was shy in a way, in a kind of way. So having these guys around me, it's like, man, let's we doing this. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
That helped me out. That was like, you know what, we
Yeah.
are. This isn't gonna. This is and that influenced me. But if I was around a whole bunch of people that was like, nah, you know what I mean? So I think it's important to
Yeah.
cut the well, I wouldn't say cut them off, but don't tell them about your plans. If you think they're gonna be negative, don't tell them about your plans. It's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with keeping your plans to yourself until you feel like you want to tell these folks, because a lot of these folks will try to shoot you down,
That's right.
and they'll shoot you down because they never did it.
Hmm.
Now it's crazy because we shouldn't be listening to them at all because they never did it. How you gonna tell
Hmm.
me what I'm doing is crazy if you ain't never did it? You know what I
You
mean?
just living a regular life and you miserable.
Yeah, I mean, you've seen other people bum out, but you ain't seen me technically. You know what I mean? You ain't done
Right.
it yourself. You ain't saw the process. You ain't did that. So if you ain't did that, then you ain't really qualified to tell me anything. If anything, you listen to the people who did it. If they
Right.
telling me, if it was like rappers everywhere, it was like, hey, bro, don't do this. Don't do this. This is not what you want.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Then you might want to listen to what they saying, right?
Yes, and I'd be like, oh, okay,
Hmm.
this is kind of, you know what I mean? But if it's some
Yep.
dude that's just works at Lenny's or Denny's downtown or some shit, then dude, you listen to the wrong person. Clearly, you don't
Right.
need to, because they ain't never did it, and that goes for anybody. That goes for family.
Yep.
If your dad's like, hey man, you shouldn't rap. Why not? You ain't never did it. If you ain't never did it, you can't tell me how not to do it. You know what I mean? And if it's
Right.
positive, no, I'm all for the positive. If that's it, if you want to do some negative shit and they're like, hey, you should, then that I understand that. But if it's you're doing something out of the positive, then you keep it going, keep moving.
Yeah.
Keep telling people,
Exactly.
don't let these people steal your energy because they will try to zap it before
Yeah.
it gets started.
Yep. There's my
And
favorite
then
quote. One of my favorite quotes is Jim Rome said. He said that you're the average of the five people you spend the most time around.
right.
I love that quote because it's exactly what you were saying. When you're around the wrong people, you will drag you down
It will
into the
drag you
dirt.
down. It'll feel draining. And then after you
Hmm.
get away from around them, you get around some different people, and it's a little bit more positive. And it's just like, whoa, okay, this
You
is,
realize how much they were dragging you down.
yeah. I mean, I feel like that in my life, in my life, I had to cut a lot of my I'm quick to cut people off if I feel negative energy. And I'm not saying I cut them off. I tell them to cut off. I just don't call and hang out with them no more. Cause I
Right.
don't need to have that energy. You know what I mean? I try to hang around people who have positive thoughts or going to positive places in my life. Like you, for instance. I ran into you, and I'm happy I ran into you because you're on a positive note. You pursue your dreams. You do what you got to do. I mean, it's being around that, being seeing it every day. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
It rubs off on you, and then you can't help but to be that person, and you find yourself a different, better version of yourself than you thought you would be, and you're constantly growing.
Yeah. Yeah. I appreciate
Yeah.
that, man.
I don't know, dude. But it's true though. That's the crazy part. It's true. Everything is
Hmm.
true. I mean, I have multiple people in my life that I keep in my life like that, and I try to keep
Yeah.
it down. I try to keep to hanging out with. Try to keep the energy up with it because
Hmm.
it's those people are the inspirers. Those people are the people that's gonna be like, hey man, what you doing? You know what I mean? I had a homie
Hmm.
hit me up the other day, send me a video of them just jamming out to inside the mirror, and that
Oh,
inspired
that's awesome. Oh my
me.
God. That was
I
so
know that
cool.
inspired me. It was just I was just whoa, okay. They still you know what I mean? They well, when the next project, and to be honest, I already got half of the next project together, and I've been putting it together because I really want to put myself out there, and I want everything to be loved, and I want people to
Hmm.
understand where I'm coming from most of the time. Like you know what I mean? I want people to really love this project, so I'm taking my time with it. But
Right.
I'm definitely it's on the way. But it's just I love people that just keep that engine going. They keep that wood in
Hmm.
the fire for that flame. It's just
That's that's a great way of putting it. Keeping that wood in the fire. That's exactly what you want.
yeah.
Yep.
Just okay, cool. They gave me they gave me life,
Yeah.
and now I found myself last night at 4 a.m. 4 3 a.m. I woke up in the middle of the night I'm freestyling. Like I'm going through these freestyles, writing stuff, and I feel like that's like I don't know. It's a freeing effect. It's beautiful. Like there's
That is
nothing
awesome.
that I would ever replace it with. There's nothing that it's something that I want to maintain. It's something that like I don't know. I just want to get better at and I see myself getting better every time I break down into like a freestyle or something. Like I'm gonna be hanging out with my friend Teriyaki. I'm gonna be hanging out with him in the East, and we'll just be like at the park, like with the freestyles on, just burning through freestyles, and I feel myself every day getting better. And it's like it's like I'm not even really just like concentrating on getting better, but I just find myself the more I'm vibing, the more I'm having a positive time. Like my art can't help but to like thrive and blossom, and it just gets better and stronger. Like every time.
That's awesome. That's really cool.
Yeah, like ridiculous.
It's hard to express how cool it is seeing the energy coming off of people like you, man. It's so freaking like it makes you just. That's what I was talking about in my last interview. I was telling young lady I was talking to. I said my whole thing about this show is, and it sounds utopian, but what if everybody was pursuing their passion? What if everybody felt like that every day? You'd have
Yeah, I
crime go
mean,
down. You'd have poverty go down. You'd have the world would just be a better place, man.
it'd be like you have inventions out of this world. You
You
have
know?
like there's brilliant people, right? But I feel like brilliant people only stand out because they were like bold enough to say that what they were thinking, and they let people know. Like a brilliant mind like Nikola Tesla, he could have been
Right.
working at like a local grocery store, not doing nothing, if he was
Hmm.
quiet. But if he wasn't quiet, the fact that he wasn't quiet is the fact that we have like the Tesla coil, and we have we have the ideas for inventions and stuff like that because they weren't like quiet. So can you imagine like if everybody wasn't quiet?
Let's talk about him. I'm gonna veer for a second because you brought up something. I've heard you talk about him a lot in our conversations. Nicholas Tesla. What's your why are you on about him? He seems like somebody who like inspires you big time.
I mean, cause I'm into sci-fi thinking in a way. Like I love thinking about ridiculous possibilities and shit like that.
Right, right.
Like I really love like just like the thought of thinking. And like just I don't know, like I feel like his thoughts were like freeing, and like I heard about like different types of inventions that he were working on and he had at the time, and it was just like yeah, I feel like if everybody had that type of like thinking, then I think we would be in like some sort of utopian society in a
Yeah.
way with like what I mean people. I mean, can you imagine if doctors really just had creative like people who really love to be a doctor had like that freedom to be a doctor the way they wanted to be a doctor, then I mean how many cures you would have, or so many,
Right.
what I mean. Imagine the people who really love cars. If you just let them design cars, or just design cars. Can you imagine what cars would be like? Can you imagine what anybody who loves to like do things with like technology? Can you imagine the technology that we would have? It's like, but it's like I feel like those people don't really have their freedom to do what they want to do with it, you know.
Hmm. I feel
So,
you on that. Yeah. The
but
restrictions that you put on somebody when you don't allow them to blossom into their full selves,
yeah,
it hurts society. It hurts
it
society.
really does because they can't
Yeah.
contribute to it. Like if they can't contribute to society, then what I mean, they're just kind of living in it. I mean, they try to
Yeah.
contribute to it in like other ways, but the ways that they could like really contribute would be tremendous. Like
Tremendous. Yeah.
It's a warm feeling, you're totally accepted, yet no one gives a damn. Uh, your political standing doesn't matter, your religion doesn't matter, your skin color doesn't matter. It's everything's right with the world when you're all vibing together. You know what I mean?
Join me next week when my guest will be musician Cameron Barnett.
All right. Now I'm gonna get back to you. Okay. What you said you were working on your next release. Talk to me about your current project that you're working on. As
okay,
much as you
well,
want to. I know you don't want to tell me
no,
everything,
no,
but
no, I have no problem with it because I'm
okay.
working on it. Like everything is coming together nicely. Like right now, I got about like I got a it's almost done. Like I got a few more
Okay.
songs to put with it, but it's almost done. I really haven't came out with a name for it yet, like because it's like I want to have the perfect name because Demons was the perfect name
Right.
for that project. So I want to kind of like wait till everything is together and then name it because coming up with a name for a project is like coming up for a movie that's not finished yet. So you just like,
Right.
you know what I mean? So it's like I want to
You want
go
to have the
ahead.
complete picture first.
Yeah. But I mean,
Yeah.
and to be honest, I've been like going. It's kind of going to be like it's my project, and it's also Teriyaki's project as well because me and him are going back and forth on a lot of verses because I don't know, like me and him came up really like doing that. That's how we doing it. This how we doing like our freestyles and stuff. We always go back and forth, so it's like why not have an album together like that? And within this album, like I've had the creative freedom to be able to pick the beats that we use, and I've had the creative freedom to kind of design most of the formats of the songs. So what I mean, we can, so it's really I've been able to kind of paint the picture of how I feel, coming off these, tracks and stuff like that. And it's really fun to see how me and Teriyaki go back and forth because our life or our lives are kind of dual in a way, but they're similar in the same way. So we can relate to each other in a sort of way. So you can just tell that the energy is there. Like the energy is really really high there. Like it's up there. Like and I realize it's gonna be kind of a dark album at the same time because like I really love dark undertones of things. Like I love dark melodic beats. I love dark stuff. Like it's just like I'm not like a dark person 100%. Like, I'm attracted to that type of thing.
Right, gotcha.
But like but it's still all about positivity in my camp. So
That's cool. That's cool.
but
So I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, you good.
Okay. So where you gonna be in 5 years?
See, I don't really know where I'm gonna be, but I know I'm gonna be in a positive place. Like I know it's gonna be a very positive place, and I'm not saying that as like a big like trying to throw that out there, but I know it's gonna be a positive place because just the way I'm moving now and the way I'm thinking now, like I don't think that that's gonna change up, and I think it's only gonna get better. And in 5 years, I can see myself really just like being at the top of being at the peak of where I am right now. You know what I mean? Being that person that I envision in my mind when I wake up and I try to, give it my 100%, I'll be that person.
Where's your music gonna be?
Oh man, well, my music gonna
He
be
said
everywhere.
everywhere.
You'll be able to hear it in Africa. You'll be able to hear it everywhere. I want people to be able to. I want to be able to be everywhere I go. People know that, hey man, that's that guy. You know, that's that guy that's always positive. That's that guy that's gonna like give us some really good music, and that's that guy that we can go to when we're feeling a little bit low or anything like that. Because at the same time, I've been there. Like I've had low times. Had like I've had extremely good times and I've had extremely bad times, and I found that the bad times make you think about the good times, and only the bad times are only temporary because the good times are right around the corner. So it's so it's I've been there, but I want people to be able to come back and relate to my music and get uplifted from that. So 5 years from now, I don't know, but I want to be uplifting to people.
That's really cool. Hey, okay, so music's your passion. I know that. That's what you're all about. What other passions do you have?
To be honest, I have right now I want to go back to school to get my EMT to be a firefighter. And that's in my spare time. I'm not saying I'm quitting music or anything like that. That's just something that I want to do because I do want to kind of pursue firefighting because like I don't know, like the feeling that I feel when I drive past a fire truck is kind of it's indescribable. So it's like it's something that I really want to do. I don't even care if it's for like 1 year. And like even when the music pops, like I'll be that rapper to be like, "Hey man, he took a year off to be a firefighter." Like you know what I mean? Just to see how that would go. You know what I mean? I wouldn't even do it for the money. It would be a little different, but I would definitely do that. Like yeah, because that's something that I don't know. I really find honorable and something I want to do.
See, that's fantastic, man. And that's the cool thing about being passionate about stuff. First of all, it doesn't have to be one thing.
Right.
It doesn't have to be your whole life. But it's like whenever you feel that feeling, go for it. Go for whatever it is. It doesn't even matter. Just take a chance and step out. Maybe it won't work out. Maybe it will. But you will always regret it if you don't.
Right. You'll never, ever, ever, ever know like you'll never know if you fail. You know what I mean? Like that's like not taking a shot. Like I
Mm-hmm.
take the shot and miss. Like I rather
Right.
take the shot and it was an awful shot. I rather take that shot than wonder what would have happened if I did take that shot. You know what I mean? Because on
Right.
the offset, you know, it could go in. You know what I mean? You could hit that. You know what I mean? Because it's like that. As long as you keep on shooting. But if the
Mm-hmm.
minute that you lock up and you don't want to shoot no more, you beat.
Yep. Exactly. All right, man. A classic mixture of dark melodic sounds, dirty south flow, and west coast rhythm. Man, that is a recipes for some fantastic music. I've heard it myself. It is great, and I can also attest to it because my 15-month-old son be rocking out to your songs too, man. I should have sent you a tape of that because he be getting down to your stuff, man. You can find
If kids like it, that's
so
what
you
I'm gonna say.
good,
If kids like it, then because kids are honest. Like kids gonna tell you like
right?
this ain't what I do. Like,
Right.
like kids are completely honest because they don't really know the art of lying, so they're just like, hey,
Hmm.
you know. So if they
Especially
like
that age,
it,
man.
then you know it's good.
Yep. Man, look, he's got a playlist on YouTube and he will make me skip songs. Like certain songs come on, he's like, It's like, okay. He wants to hear his Adele song and he likes Maroon 5 and some other stuff, man. But yeah, he was like,
If
yeah,
it
we were
starts
playing.
early, that's how you know it's just like, you
Yep.
know. And I feel like humans are in tune with music. Like like that's how you see like people like Michael Jackson because Michael Jackson he the way he had music it was like it was ridiculous because you know he could have the whole world watching you know what I mean
Right.
and it was all through music it was just like I mean because there's not no country you can go to and be like and play Thriller and not know somebody know that
Yep.
there ain't nowhere you could go and not play Thriller and people be like man what is this like there's no
Yep.
way because it's like we are all in tune through music. It's
Yep.
like I want to say music is the sound that we haven't identified yet. We haven't really just 100% played with because it can spark emotion. It can be a soundtrack to your life. It can inspire you to do like anything really. Like you ever see like because I've been in the club like you ever
Hmm.
be in a club. There's certain songs that they won't play in the club because if they do, something's gonna happen.
I'm
Like
gonna jump off.
right
Right.
now, if that's not like a little bit of some sort of like I want to say science to that,
Yeah.
you know, what I mean, being mixed with human emotion, then I don't know what is,
It's almost like a mix between science and magic.
right in a way, because it's like
Yeah.
you play the right song, somebody's gonna get beat, somebody's gonna get into the fight,
Yep.
something's gonna happen. Like
Yeah.
it's no way it's not gonna happen. Like
It's the universal language, man.
right, and it's a universal language that we all speak, no matter what we
Yeah.
really think about. We all think about this universal code that we have. Like
Hmm.
it's you know it's everywhere. It's even in the regular sounds that we hear just regularly. Like
Right. Like the raindrops and stuff like that.
right,
Yeah.
it's
Rhythms.
sound. I mean, because you can close your eyes and hear a sound and picture it in a different place. Like if
Yeah.
that's not a that's something it's out there.
It's beautiful, man. There's a song on the Ratatouille soundtrack because I watch all cartoons because you know I got my horde of kids here. So
There's nothing wrong with watching cartoons. I would be watching cartoons now.
but there's a song on that soundtrack. It's a French song. I don't even know the words of it, dude. But I swear my heart starts beating faster, and it just puts me in a great place every time I hear that song, man. It's
Man,
just it's
I
the
feel you
craziest
on that.
thing.
Like I have, because I have like movies, like you know, like there's certain like movies that I've heard, and with the sound, when I hear that song, the sound, like I see the visual in my head from that,
Right.
and it's just like whoa, like you know what I mean? It's
It puts
crazy.
you right into that place.
Right, it puts you right into the place. There's certain songs you can play, and I'm automatically gonna picture that video. I'm
Mhm.
automatically gonna like picture that, and that's ridiculous because like I don't, I think that's like some sort of sound manipulation of like like for real. Like I think that's like a somatic or something like that.
Yeah, it's cool though, man.
Oh, it really is, and it's
Yeah.
really awesome because like being a musical artist, like I hear like I feel like I hear music like I really get a chance to really just take a chance to hear like the beat, and that's the thing about like like that melodic rhythm for me. It's like
Hmm.
it gives you like a I don't know, it kind of puts you in a different place, so it makes
Yeah.
it kind of freed me in a way. So
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, you can find Mr. Banks' music here online on SoundCloud and iTunes. He's also on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Go to YouTube, check out his videos. He's got some cool videos on YouTube. And download his latest release, Demons, on iTunes today. I've got links to all of them right under this video. Bobby, it has been fantastic talking to you today, man. Thank you for joining me on with Passion when Passion Calls. I really appreciate you, man.
man, no, I appreciate you guys for asking me because I always like to talk about my music. I love to talk about passion. I love things that I'm passionate about, and I love inspiring other people. So
That's awesome. Thanks, man.